Hi everyone, this is from Bloomberg, and this is about the chilly fallout between Putin and his oligarch pals. So, some of his friends that he's known for years and years and years, 20 years, they're not doing too well because of Putin's policies. Are they Putin's policies that he implements and decides what to do, really Putin's or whose? Anyway, his friends who are billionaires have lost billions due to the policies that have provoked US and the EU to place the sanctions. Now, were the sanctions renewed in March? Have they been, or are they going to be renewed? I don't know. I'm not up on that. But this article here really lays it out, how much money has been lost because of Putin's actions and decisions. So it says he isn't just angering leaders from Berlin to Washington, he's irking some of his richest friends too by snubbing their pleas to end the conflict in Ukraine and ostracizing all but a handful of hardliners. So they've he has a smaller inner circle recently. The ruble's plunge has heightened opposition to Putin's backing of the rebellion in Ukraine among his wealthiest allies, prompting the president to shrink his inner circle from dozens of confidants to a small group of security officials united by their support for the separatists, two longtime associates said. Putin is increasingly suspicious of men who owe their wealth to their ties to him and who are being hurt the most by US and European sanctions, according to the people, who spoke on condition of anonymity to avoid reprisal. So, look, Putin is increasingly suspicious of men. Why? What would they do to him? Maybe they did him in. You know, emotions run high when you're losing $61 billion. The 21 most affluent people in the country lost a total of $61 billion last year, a quarter of their combined fortune, according to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. Businessmen who have long been close to Putin are on the periphery now, said Sergei Markov, a political consultant who helped monitor the referendum in Crimea that led to Russia's annexation of the peninsula in March. Well, you know, if you talk to some Russians, they'll tell you that taking Crimea back was a normal thing to do. My Russian friend told me that Khrushchev was drunk and just gave Crimea to Ukraine on a whim. But I don't know anything about it. The core group around Putin is led by Security Council Secretary Patrushev Nikolai, Federal Security Service Head Alexander Bortnikov, Foreign Intelligence Service Chief Mikhail Fradkov, Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, according to Markov. I wonder if they're all still around and not missing. Liberals and hawks. So, it's a very difficult time for Putin, said Olga Krishtanovskaya, a socialist who's chronicled the rise of the security services under Putin and a former member of the ruling United Russia Party. He's being criticized from both sides, the liberals and the hawks. Many people in the Kremlin believe Russia should adopt an even tougher stance. It may already have. But even though people on both sides are having problems with Putin, he has huge support by the people in Russia. So, tanks, troops. No one really knows what's going on. They denied sending soldiers. But this article is from February. While Putin's approval rating remains near an all-time high, and most Russians support aiding the rebels, the collapse of oil prices and a looming recession have led two prominent former officials to call on the Russian leader to find a way to end the fighting. Rare public prodding in a country where the Kremlin controls every major media outlet. So deep things have been brewing. There might be something in here that's even more revealing, but not much time to go through it. Dog worries. Okay. Some people can't even visit their pet Labrador in Switzerland. So these are the people that are upset. You know, what would it take to just hire a hitman? Among the people hit with sanctions for their ties to Putin are billionaires Gennady Timchenko and brothers Arkady and Boris Rotenberg, who have known the president for decades and were blacklisted by the U.S. in March. Arkady Rotenberg was also sanctioned by the EU in July, which led to the seizure of Italian luxury properties worth 28 million euros. Timchenko, 62 last year, said he was suffering for the president and the policies and his policy, even though he supported them. The businessman, who is also being investigated by the U.S. for money laundering, which he denies. Okay, there it is. Can't visit his Labrador. Timchenko's wealth fell 4.1 billion from 11 billion to 4.1 billion from 11 billion in 2014. Oh well, this is obscene wealth anyway. Absolutely obscene. Businessmen close to Putin realize their debt to the president and will avoid publicly criticizing him, but they don't want his personal ambitions to destroy their fortunes. One of the two people familiar with the matter said. So, you know, they don't want their fortunes to be destroyed. Okay. A former billionaire and senator, once close to Putin, Sergei Pugachev, said the president moved to tighten his hold on power soon after the uprising in Ukraine started. The intention, Pugachev said, is to scrub the elite, to weaken the network of businessmen and officials who've been allied with Putin since he was deputy mayor of St. Petersburg in the 1990s. Ooh, this sounds like this could be taking some risks, you know. Scrub the elite. I don't think they like that. Chessboard clearing. Oh dear. These are big players. So this article, we can get the date here. There's a pensive Putin right there. I don't think he's around. actually. Okay, I don't know. Okay, this was January 23rd, 2015. Thank you for listening, and God bless everyone. Bye for now.